Welcome to Hoop Talk Fanatics, episode number 10. We have a very special squad on the Get Your Game On podcast squad. And we are very excited to hear about their thoughts on the NBA during this time of year. Welcome on. And Chris and I are more than happy to have you on.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
We're excited to have you all.
Thank you.
What's up, names? I'm Grisani. I'm like the co-host. Chris and Alex, thank you for having me.
Definitely glad we can finally get you guys on.
All right, yo,
A long time coming.
Yeah, I'm Michael Cunningham. I've been best friends with Alex for over 6 years at TC&J together. And me and Chris, I owe Chris too many favors, so I think this is a step from like me owing Chris money. So my tab went down for the night. I think my tab went down for it. So Chris, did my tab go down since I'm doing the show?
We'll discuss that off air.
Nah, but I love Chris and Alex and my brothers. Alex may annoy the shit out of me, low-key annoy the shit out of me, but I love him. So thanks for inviting me.
Okay,
and I'm proud of you. And I'm proud of you guys for doing your thing. I'm proud of you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
But you're both ugly too. So thank you.
So the first topic that we are talking about tonight is Joel Embiid dropping 50 points last night against Orlando. I just wanted your thoughts on that and what do you think about him being in the conversation of an MVP race?
I think Joel Embiid is probably one of the odds-on favorites in the MVP race. He's one of the odds-on favorites. For years, I have badmouthed Joel Embiid towards Alex for many years.
So Adam, what do you think about it?
I mean, Joel Embiid, he obviously had a monster performance the other day. I mean, he's clearly like one of, if not the best, if he's not the best center in the NBA, he's at least second to Jokic. So it's honestly 1A and 1B between both of them at this point. But in terms of MVP, I'm honestly not sure about MVP with the way Kevin Durant's been playing before he got hurt, but still with the way Steph Curry has been playing, the way a lot of these, the way John Morant is playing, like, I mean, Embiid's a stud, but MVP, I'm not sure if I could give him that quite yet.
I think here's the thing, Adam. Let me say something. Embiid gets better every year. Now he has to be the man in Philly. Because back when he had Ben Simmons, he had some of the load off. But all the reason why I can't say MVP yet because of his injuries. Every year he gets hurt. He does well, then he gets hurt, and he plays bad, and he gets hurt. So if he could do this next season, I'm saying he's the MVP. But he has to take that next step.
He hasn't been hung this season, though. You can't hold that past stuff against him, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I'm going to say he could win the MVP. But however, does he have that available next step? I don't know. He has to get better. He has to prove that he can play a whole season.
That's fair. This is probably this is one of the more wide open MVP races we've had in a long time, in my opinion. Because there's a lot of guys with cases. There's honestly 7 or 8 guys with at least a chance at this point, which I feel like generally isn't the case. Because you mentioned Kevin Durant, Embiid's definitely one of those guys. John Morant, Steph Curry's kind of fallen off, but he's still one of the top couple, probably. I still think DeMar DeRozan's in the mix somewhat. A couple others, but like there's just, Giannis is definitely still in the picture with what he's done. Nikola Jokic, if the Nuggets could get up in the standings a little bit, he's still got a good chance. Like there's so many guys having great seasons, but it's all going to come down to which of these guys can really lead their teams to more wins. What Embiid's done the past month is probably better than anybody. The stretch he's on is probably better than anybody in the league right now. But he's going to have to keep it going a little bit. And the Sixers are going to have to start winning a lot more games to give him a really good chance. Because if they're finishing 4th or 5th in the East, that's not going to get MVP. But if they could really make a run towards those top seeds, he's gonna have a chance. And that performance against the Magic was just another example of how special he is.
Yeah,
I mean, Chris, you took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, if Embiid could get the Sixers to like what a top 4 seed in the East, like with the start off they got off to, like they didn't get off to the best stuff. If he could get this like a top 4 seed East, then yeah, he's gonna be like in the MVP conversation.
I also say he may be the most improved player. Most improved player. I got to put him in that award because I think for Embiid to do it, he has to do this every night, not just a month. I think him player of the month for right now. You know what I mean? For the Eastern Conference. However, the only thing is he may mess up because he always plays great at the beginning. And then I've heard him, Joel Embiid, if you're watching this, stop trolling on the internet and saying, about other senses and worry about basketball. That's what he did before. That's what he became good. He has to take over the next step because, let's see, he didn't like Brett Brown as a coach. We all can agree that him and Brett Brown were on a good time. Am I right, boy? He was uncoachable. Now they got Doc Rivers, who's one of the best basketball minds in this league right now.
Definitely.
But however, I'm saying Joel Embiid could make it. If the Eastern Conference, they're my sleeper team. The Sixers they're my sleeper team. But however, here's a real thing I want to ask you, Alex. Of all the great centers we had in the league for years, where were you and Chris and Adam and Marcellus ranking of all time?
Centers of all time.
Where were you ranking?
Joel Embiid in terms of great centers of all time.
I mean, top 10.
Alex, don't be biased.
I don't know about top 10.
I would say he's getting in a top 10 conversation on the fringe.
Okay, on the fringe I could give you, but
I'll say he's.
I mean, I heard so unfortunately about Joel Embiid is that he's playing in an era where like centers just aren't like
respected.
Yeah, they're not really respected. It's more of a guard like wing oriented era like the current NBA is right now. It's like this current NBA is not really has been like kind of big. So that kind of does hurt like Embiid when you compare him to like the best centers of all time. Like let me ask you this, like would you take Joel Embiid over like any center or is like from like back when centers were like a big time position? Would you take him over Olajuwon,
No.
Dwight Howard? Like no, he's not on that
Olajuwon.
level. He's not on that level.
I think he's on that level, but he's not over them. Talent wise, he's a top 5 most talented center of all time. Like talent wise, it's definitely there. But he's just got to do it more for a longer period.
I totally agree with you, Chris. He's definitely at least the top 7, and he's been dropping 30 points a game ever since. I'm not even sure when he started it, but he's definitely been on a roll, and the amount of athleticism he has is beyond unreal. And I think that like comparing him to Jokic, it's definitely going to be a very hard MVP race for sure. I mean, I'm just curious to see in the next month or two what Embiid does with his stats. And I do think that he has the chance to jump the hill over Jokic if he keeps up what he's doing.
All right, let me see. The thing about only reason why I give Jokic a better example over Embiid is his passing ability. That's what separates Jokic from Embiid. We all can agree on that. Jokic is like a point guard in a big man's body. We can all agree on that. Y'all feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Like, only thing I'll give to Jokic is his passing ability. If Embiid could have a better passing ability, he'll be the greatest center right now in the league. Because Embiid can do everything. He can bring the ball up, he can shoot, he can play defense, he's a great foul shooter. Big men in the past will never go with foul shooting. We all can understand that. But for greatest players of all time, greatest centers of all time, I say Embiid is like 15.
That's fair.
I think he's around. I think he's around there. I think he's around the 15 mark. I can't give him top 10. At least not yet.
He's top 10. Y'all don't know basketball. If anybody
Yeah.
Even
Like, would you take like? Let me ask you this, Alex and Chris. Is Joel Embiid right now? Would you say Joel Embiid is like even debatably better than Patrick Ewing?
Hell no.
No,
close.
Chris,
know about that.
Chris, are you telling me Joel Embiid is better than Patrick Ewing?
That's not what I said.
I'm
I
just
said he's
checking.
close.
No, then you're doing ladies and gentlemen, I am sorry for our viewers for the viewers that watch the show for hearing Chris's bigotry, stupid remarks.
I'm just speaking facts.
All right, let me ask you. I can name a lot of players better than Embiid at the center position.
I don't know. We gotta move on in just a minute though, but go ahead real quick.
Let's see. Shaq, Chamberlain, Russell, Ewing, Mourning, Robert Parrish. Robert Parrish was a beast, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Robert
Bill
Parrish
Russell's
is
up there. David Robinson, like
He said
David
Russell.
Robinson, the Admiral. You could say Alonzo Mourning in his heyday was a problem. Hall of Famer, thank you.
now if Joel Embiid like
So
continues
bonus-
on this track record, if he does what you say that he goes on to like win an MVP, then yeah, I can like I'll give him like him being in that conversation. But as of right now, like again, he's on an amazing stretch, but if we're to compare him to like the best centers of all time, I'm sorry, I need to see more. That's all I'm saying. I just need to see more.
Definitely.
I mean, the Sixers definitely have a pretty tough schedule. I think starting the first week of February, I forget who they start with, but I think as the time goes, it's definitely gonna be a interesting time, especially with the Sixers in the trade deadline. And if the Sixers pull off one of the best trades in the past 5 years, then the Sixers are going to be a tough team in the East.
Definitely. All right.
Alex,
you wanna
Okay.
go ahead and-
Before we
Next
move
part.
on,
For all visitors of Hoop Tough Facts, listen to each game on. You should know very well that our friend Michael Hayer does not respect the clock.
so before we move on to recap the Suns Mavs game that was played tonight, I just wanted to mention Sixers President Daryl Morey spoke on Philly Sports Radio earlier today, and he had some things to say. He said, I think it's less likely than likely, Morey said, but hopefully I'm wrong. Like, look, it won't be from a lack of trying. We have a whole team in the front office. It's all we do. We have no other job that matters. It's all we are working on. He also said, trades are not easy to construct in this league. There's a lot of risk aversion. There's a lot of decision makers that have to be hurdled. it's very complex to put a deal together, and that always makes it less likely than likely to get the deal done. He also said, I can tell you for sure there are deals with the Sacramento Kings that I think would work. Whether those deals will ever happen, I have no idea. Are they just trade deals with the Kings? Probably not. Is it multiple teams? Probably. But sure, there are deals in that are possible that will go over our line. Let me just find.
Wait, question, Alex. Did Daryl Morey actually like mention the Kings by name?
I found this article. In quotes, he said the Kings.
Oh, he says specifically the Kings. Okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I did
because
see.
you got when you hear like general managers about trade talks,
Yeah,
like you rarely ever hear them mention mention teams by name. And I'm assuming this is about Ben Simmons, right?
I mean,
And potentially trading him, right?
Yeah. Those
yeah,
are the
yeah,
talks.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, well, I mean,
Morey's
you
not
heard
a
me say
typical
like,
GM either,
on
though.
a recent episode of like the podcast, like me and Chris, Alex and Chris together, Michael Marcellus and Sam, like I said that yeah, I just don't know if I think could see really like I'm not saying it's not gonna happen, but I just don't think a 76 and Kings trade like really makes too much sense for either side. If you're the Kings, like why would you give up on like a really great talent like Aaron Fox or bring in like a guy like Ben Simmons who is clearly talented, but he has his limitations, but who has his limitations, and B why would the 76ers make that trade? I mean, it would be a great trade for the 76ers, I think, because you bring a guy like De'Aaron Fox, you bring some of those jump pieces that are used to run and beat with all that talent, then yeah, it would be a great trade for them. But I just don't know how much it makes sense for the King side.
No, it's interesting. I don't think the Sixers would. I don't know. I don't think they take Fox for Simmons straight up, even from their perspective.
It would be straight up,
but
and there would obviously be
it'd
other
just be
pieces
interesting.
involved.
But
How about Marvin
If-
Bagley or Buddy Hield?
they could package some pieces like that. It's like Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, and somebody else.
Yeah,
But,
but
like,
yeah, if you're the Kings,
there's a
why
lot
would
of
you
different
package all that
packages.
for Ben Simmons?
Simmons is getting too much hate. I need to speak on this.
He's a great.
Ben
He's
Simmons
he's a
he's
great.
an all NBA defender. He's still he's an all-star. He's a top
He's an
20, 25 player
all-star.
in the game.
He's an all-star. Let me ask you this, Chris. Do you ever see Ben Simmons being the best player on a championship team?
No.
Okay.
But
there's
less than 10 players who can do that. So I don't think that's a fair assessment.
I hear what you're saying. It's just that if you're the Kings, why would you give up so many young assets for someone who like
I don't think they'll give up any young assets, and I think that's why there's no trade has happened for Ben Simmons.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah.
Because the deal could easily be made without Fox and Halliburton, their top two assets.
Yeah, that's the thing. If I'm the Kings, I wouldn't give up De'Aaron Fox in that trade.
No.
I could see him give up a guy like Marvin Bagley. I could see that working.
Yeah.
Like
Bagley doesn't have much value, but he could be a part of it.
Yeah.
It would just be interesting what both sides do, but I would love to see Fox and Simmons together personally. I'm all in on that.
Yeah.
It would just be interesting, but yeah, Sixers.
That would be interesting. That would definitely be interesting.
It would be a good trade. Michael Ball going to the Sixers. That'd be a good trade for him and Embiid to work together.
Definitely.
So I think we are good with the Sixers talk. So up next is we will break down tonight's interesting matchup, Phoenix and Dallas. Devin Booker had 28 points. He was 11 for 25. And Luka Doncic had 28 points. And Adam, if you watched any of it, what were your thoughts?
I mean, I ain't really get a chance to watch the game, but from but for what you're saying, I can assume that it was like Luka Doncic. I mean, what else can you say about him at this point? He's like we mentioned like when we mentioned future stars of the NBA like John Morant, Trey Young, like the other. I forgot to mention him and Luka Doncic in that conversation. The guy is just
he's the best young star in the game, and it's not close.
easily. It's not close. It's not close.
Mhm.
It's just,
He's a guy that if you could also say like who's gonna be like the future, like Steph Curry or like a future like big time guard in the league, I think your best has to be on Luka at this
Luka.
point.
He's the one young player that I could say will eventually be the best player in the game. I'm 100% sold on that. In a few years, he will be the best.
He could be. He could be. I mean, I don't know if it's a guarantee. You still have Giannis to throw in the mix. You still have, like there's a lot of great players, but it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Definitely.
I'm saying Luka is like the second coming of LeBron, basically. The way he plays.
Luka can do it all. The Mavericks have gone a lot better too. This is probably the best team he's had in Dallas, in my opinion. They're the most dangerous team in the playoffs because defensively they're so much better. Jason Kidd, I didn't like the hire, but he's done a phenomenal job with his team. Like defensively, Jalen Brunson's taken a step, and they're one of the best defensive teams in the league, and that's just not something we're used to.
Jason Kidd was a good defender when he was in the NBA.
No, for sure, but he I don't want to be blunt, but he did not live up to the hype in the first couple coaching stops. He kind of sucked. I'm not even gonna lie. He was very disappointing in Milwaukee. In Brooklyn, he wasn't very good, but he's done well in Dallas so far.
He took Brooklyn. That was a shitty team into the playoffs with an aging Pierce. They were aging Pierce and aging Garnett.
I know he wasn't put in spot 60 there, but him not being able to. Milwaukee was a disaster.
Milwaukee became a coach. Yeah, young Giannis.
He was a disaster with Giannis. And a lot of the stories that I've heard, it did not go well, but he took some time away, assist against the Lakers, and now he's balling. So I gotta give props.
Jason Kidd is one of the greatest minds in the NBA history.
Oh, for sure. He's one of the smartest players I've ever watched.
So
Top 5 I've watched in my lifetime.
But however, what's my shout out for Devin Booker? Devin Booker is probably the most unguardable player to score.
Oh yeah.
He's the most unguardable player. He's the most unguardable player.
When we mentioned a future, star guards the league, Devin Booker, I forgot to mention him.
Up there.
He's like not Kobe, but he's Kobe for this generation.
I don't know if he's a Kobe of this generation.
Booker's a stud, but he doesn't have that Mamba mentality as much as he acts like he does. I noticed it nothing, but dude was complaining about the Raptors mascot. That really bugged me. I'm not even gonna cap. That's soft. That's soft as hell.
Wait, what did he do?
The Raptors mascot was jumping up and down behind the free throw thing, and he cried about it and told the ref to move him.
I mean,
that really bugged me.
Yeah. I can understand it. I can understand it. Like I can understand you complaining about soft if it was like some sort of fan. Like if it was a fan, then like you have to deal with those distractions. But if it's the mascot, I mean,
fans are.
I can kind of understand Devin Booker complaining about that. I could kind of understand.
Big deal, but it just bugged me. I complained about it like that. Like you just gotta it's a free throw late game. You just gotta concentrate. I mean, he's shown ability to make big shots, and we'll see how these playoffs go. This is a big playoffs run for the Suns.
Oh, no doubt.
Chris Paul's not going to be at this elite level. I feel like this might be his last elite season. He'll still be really good for another year or two at least, but I think this is
last elite season.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that, Chris.
You don't? You think he's like 37 already?
He's 30. I mean, I'm not sure about elite, but I could make the argument that Chris Paul isn't really elite now.
You don't think he's elite right now?
I mean, it depends on what your definition of elite. If we're talking about elite, me like prime Chris Paul, then No,
he's not
but
his prime.
he's
Elite,
still like
best
one of the
point
better
guards in
point
game.
guards like
Yeah.
in the NBA. Like
He's top 5 for sure.
at least top 7, probably top 5.
Top 5 for me. I would call him the third best point guard.
I mean, but I could.
Third best so far this season. Actually, Luka the point guard, so I'll give him 4th.
Luka is not really a point guard. He's more of a combo
I'm
guard.
calling Luka point guard.
He's a combo guardless.
They're all combo guards,
You know, a lot of guards these days are combo guards,
except Chris Paul.
except because Chris Paul's like really the one true point guard like in today's game.
Yeah.
Except Curry.
Even Steph
Curry's a
Curry.
combo guard.
Even Steph Curry, like,
Guard.
he obviously plays he's obviously always gonna play a point guard, but in terms of his play style, he's really more of a combo guard.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a hard position, but
We're honestly just arguing semantics at this
it's
point.
Not worried about, but like, yeah, both these teams, the Mavericks are a team that's putting themselves in a spot to be really, really competitive come playoff time, and I think they're the 5th best team in the West.
I just wanted to put this out there. Tonight, Chris Paul recorded his 13th career game with 20 points, 10 assists, and 0 turnovers, which passes Tim Hardaway for the most by any player since individual turnovers were tracked in 1977-78.
Believe it.
Wait, how many games? This is his what game?
You say 10th.
13th.
13th. I'm a little surprised he doesn't have more when you think about it.
That's a tough stat one to get though, but yeah, it's just a crazy stretch.
The 0 turnovers probably like
zero is
because he probably had a lot of games where he just would have like one or two turnovers so that probably throws the record. But yeah, it's very interesting. That's very interesting.
Definitely.
In terms of like him being like what you said about him being elite, I don't know if he could keep it this buff, but even if his later years, I can still see him being like a top like 10 guard in the league.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Because Chris Paul's play style, like it, like we see most how players age, like it's usually because they decline their athleticism. Like Chris Paul is like the type of good player where he's never ever relied on his athleticism.
No. Definitely. No, like he'll be able to do a thing for at least a few more years.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you guys done with talking about tonight's game?
Yeah.
We're done.
Okay.
Are you?
Yep.
Okay.
So next, this is for you, Chris.
Let's go.
Ooh.
About them Grizzlies.
It's just been a very impressive stretch. I mean, we haven't been healthy during this stretch at all. Like we've never been.
Wait, is this your first time talking about the Grizzlies stretch?
We talked about it on our podcast for a few minutes, I believe.
Oh, okay.
You get your game on.
Yeah, because the winning streak came to an end the other day.
No, yeah. But I mean, it's still the stretch.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, we're not just winning. So they just flipped a switch at Thanksgiving. They've been the best team in basketball since then. And like basically every category. It's just most teams don't have though. I mean, just playing hard will win you a lot of games. They have the third best record in basketball, third in the West still. It's gonna be tough to move up, but they got a chance to stay in that mix. Someone's just really salty. His team suck. One of these fellow members on this show is really smart because his team is garbage. Like,
okay.
I just had to take a quick shot. Let me finish. But like the Grizzlies, they're the deepest team in basketball, and it's not close. The depth 1 through 15.
Oh yeah.
You cannot everyone can contribute. Like they have 5-6 players out right now, and it doesn't. I mean, it hasn't really mattered too much. John Morant's one of the best players in the game. Jaren Jackson's one of the best defensive players in the game. He'll make an all-NBA defensive team. And we're doing all this without our best two-way player, Dylan Brooks, which is just wild. I wish we had him out there. That would help a lot. Desmond Baines, one of the most improved players in the games. He's a fringe all-star. Jaren's a fringe all-star. I doubt either of them make it, but they're close. It just depends how coaches voting go or not. But
Hold
and
up,
the
hold
depth
up.
on
This
his
is
team,
some-
Brandon Clark,
Look at what
Tyus
Michael's
Jones,
doing right
Anthony
now.
Melton. Mike's just a wild dude. He's just salty. I mean, I can't blame him. The Lakers suck, and the Grizzlies just roll
For those
them
of
every
those
time.
of you who don't know, Michael here is our resident Knicks and Lakers fan.
His team sucks, dude. I wish
First
the
of
Grizzlies
all,
could play them every
He is
day.
clearly not a bandwagoner.
82-0.
He's clearly not a two-timer.
But it's just the Grizzlies. I mean, the speed and energy that they play with, they crash off, they rebound the ball, they get out and run transition, and teams cannot guard that. They
Chris,
don't
you're
shoot the ball
fucking
well,
biased.
and it doesn't matter. How
Chris,
am I
you're
biased?
effing biased.
How am I
You're
biased?
You're biased.
Tell me what I said that was wrong. Go.
Dylan Brooks is not a two-way player. First of all, he can't.
What are you
shoot.
talking about? Stop.
He is overrated. Don't hype him up.
He's an idiot. You don't come on my podcast and talk this nonsense.
First of all, John
He's just
Morant's
trying to
the
make me
starter.
mad. He's just trying to
John
make me mad.
Morant-
He's just lying. He's straight up lying to make me mad.
John
Continue.
Morant's a good player. I like John Morant. I got respect for John Morant. He was the best rookie in that draft class. So I think he's gonna win. He's gonna be a first ballot All-Star this year, 100%. But Dylan Brooks can't hold a gym sock in the basketball court. if you
You're
know
an,
what I mean.
he's just trying to make me mad. I'm just
Be right
gonna
back,
go it. Keep
guys.
keep going, Mike. I'm not commenting. What's your next point? He's just trying to make me mad. Continue.
All right, the Grizzlies are great. Don't get me wrong.
He's
but
just
Dylan
trying to
Brooks
make me
ain't
mad,
that good.
Adam. We're good.
The Grizzlies are a great team. I just don't think Dylan Brooks is a good player.
Wrong. Continue. Next point.
He's
you said
not
it like
that
5
good.
times. He's wrong. Mike's just wrong. Continue.
Jaren Jackson.
Alex,
is the second
remember,
best-
this is definitely a Twitter clip, just so you know, Alex.
Yes.
Nah,
Yeah.
What about
nah,
Jaren
just-
Jackson?
He's their second best player on that team, 100%.
I would say so because I mean it's tough. Him and Bane are close. Brooks is also
Bane-
mixed, but
Bane-
Brooks hasn't played much of the season.
Bane and Bane's salty and shit. He's not playing good. We all know that. He's like the
Oh,
Mavericks
dude.
team.
Stop. You're done. Let me speak. Dude, Mike is salty. You guys saw the clip of Bane talking smack to LeBron, didn't you? That's why Mike's salty about him. Dude cooked LeBron. We beat them by 30 on the road. Desmond Bane cooked LeBron, talking smack, and LeBron did not want it, and neither did the Lakers fan. That's why they hate us. They cannot hang. Dude, they cannot, bro. Desmond Bane cooked the Lakers, bro. He is
First of all,
he's a potential all-star.
what? Yo,
Yes.
hold up. If I get my boy to let me ask one of my boys at the gym real quick. See what
Winning matters. They're the
bro.
third best team in the West. They're the third best team in the league. Those teams usually get 2 all-stars. That's a fact. I'm not wrong there. You guys know that.
Bane ain't gonna be an all-star. Stop capping, please.
He's
Chris.
close.
Chris, Bane has to become an all-star chances like me winning the lottery. It's not gonna happen. Stop with this big nerdy lies.
He's never watched. He's not watched the Grizzlies this season. Then we'll just let him go. Do you have anything else to talk about the Grizzlies? Because this dude's just spewing nonsense.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
I
just wrong.
I
He's
think
just
we can
wrong.
safely say that aside when they play the Knicks and Grizzlies, Michael, I'm not sorry. Aside from when he's watched when the Grizzlies have played the Knicks or the Lakers, Mike clearly hasn't watched the Grizzlies game this season.
First of all, I
He's
He's
respect.
just wrong.
I
Desmond
like
Bane's
John
one of the
Morant.
best shooters in the league. That's a fact. He'll be in the 3-point contest.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
He's an elite shooter.
I will give you that.
And he's a
You
solid
better give
defender
him
too,
that. You
actually.
better give him that.
He's an improved defender. And he's a good playmaker too. Last year he was just a catch and shoot guy, but this year he's essentially capable of doing
Yeah.
backup point guard roles. His versatility improvement's been a big thing for this team. Just adding another element to the offense and defense even. Because the main thing with Grizzlies that's held them back is they've been really inconsistent. Even during this really winning streaks, there's nights where they just can't shoot the ball. But the thing is, when you get offensive rebounds, you force turnovers, you can still win a lot of games, even when you can't hit shots. And they've done that. And that's one thing they're as good as any team in the league at doing that, but most teams cannot do that. Most teams are not built to do that. Like I don't want to take shots, but like the Nets, they have their stars, and if they're off, you're not going to win games. Like you don't have a ton of those young, athletic guys to kind of provide that spark. Or the Nets kind of do, but they don't play a lot. They don't play
had
much.
Those
Yeah.
guys in the past, but
The Grizzlies
this
are
year,
full of
like their
them. Yeah,
bench
they don't
has
have
just
a
not been
yeah.
their straw suit.
Yeah.
Like
Having those guys who can
if you
provide that
remember the
spark
Nets,
is so
from
big.
from a couple of years ago, like their bench was low. They had and their overall depth was low.
They were
aside
filthy.
from KD and Kyrie, like they had guys like Dinwiddie, LeVert, Joe Harris.
They were filthy. Like that was
like they're
nasty.
filthy. But now unfortunately they give up most of those guys like for James James Harden. Now they still got guys other than
They still got
the
a few
big three. They
pieces
got
for sure.
LaMarcus Aldridge. Even though he hasn't been like his usual stuff like Griffin. Bruce Brown's taking a step back. But I hear what I hear say like if the Nets they were mostly going to rely on their big three to like if they're going to win a championship, it's to be because of those three guys.
For sure. I got one last quick point to make, and then if you got anything to add, then we can move on next topic. But another thing that helps Grizzlies is they have the best backup point guard in the league, which is just massive. It's like Tyus Jones. He's the best assist to turnover ratio player in the league. I don't know if he is statistically right now, but the past 5-6 years he has been since he entered. Like he's broke NBA records for his assist to turnover ratio in the season. So that's like he knocks down shots and they don't miss a beat when he's in. He can run the offense perfectly. They started playing a little bit alongside John Morant, which has helped. But like he like having a guy like that you can trust is big time, and he's gonna get paid this summer and he's gonna go start somewhere else. So I'm gonna miss him, but he's big time for this team.
So our next topic was supposed to be Brooklyn, but after Michael talked some crap to Chris.
Oh,
Lakers.
you baited me there, Alex. You
Lakers.
baited me. I thought you were finally going to let me loose.
He's going to have to talk Knicks and Lakers.
Lakers, sweet.
I'm
gonna start with the Lakers.
In that case, I'm fine with postponing.
The Lakers.
This
team.
I've got to see this.
The roster construction. This roster construction. It is just gross. Like it's just a terrible roster. LeBron James is a stud. Anthony Davis is still a stud. Been a little bit disappointed with him this season, but whatever. Russell Westbrook's had his issues, yeah. But it's just not a great fit. Even if Russ wasn't have his issues, it's not a good fit. Like we all knew this. Everybody knew this. I don't know how the Lakers didn't. It's not a good fit. I don't know.
I said before when they made a trade, like I wasn't the biggest fan.
Yeah, like Russ is he can still be a good player, but like it's terrible fit. Just atrocious fit for what the Lakers
need. Like what the Lakers need, what the Lakers need, they need like off the ball play, shooting and stuff. Yeah. Russell provides none of that.
Yeah, like it's not his fault even. Like
it's not
he's
his
in
fault.
no spot
I'm
to
not
succeed.
Even saying it's his fault.
Yeah, no, like it's brutal.
It's just an awful fit.
Yeah, and then we talk about let me get to the disrespectful points quick then. But like the depth on this team is atrocious. I'll give quick props. Malik Monk, Austin Reeves, those two guys have stepped up. They've been big. LeBron James is still shown he's one of the best 2 or 3 players in the game, arguably the best. Like he's been sensational. But outside of LeBron James, that roster sucks. Carmelo Anthony shot the ball cool, whatever. He can't defend nobody. They have the post presence are awful. LeBron James at the 5, he's done okay, but they can't defend inside. Defensively, they're just atrocious in general. They beat the Jazz a couple nights ago, and then they just came and got blown out by somebody. Like the Lakers, they're terrible. They are so bad. The Lakers are terrible.
Chris is speaking facts right now, Michael. Chris is speaking facts.
I don't know. They keep telling us. Like every night on Twitter, I don't know how many guys you see, how follow you guys, but they always have those spaces on Twitter with Lakers fans. They're like, what's wrong with the Lakers? What's wrong with the Lakers? And we're halfway through the season. We're at the point, that team just sucks. They just suck, point blank. They're not good. You talk about what's wrong with them. I mean, we're halfway through the season. This is just who they are. They don't defend. They don't have great shooters. LeBron James is special, but you talk about, they said this last season, and Anthony Davis got 100 playoffs. Like, we just got to get in playoffs. We're 7th seed. We could still win. But, like, they lost to Suns in 6. They'll be like, Anthony Davis got hurt. I mean, he's hurt right now. Like, you really think he's going to be good come playoff time? Like, I don't. Like, you can't trust the health on this team. They just don't. They don't get the job done. And I was disappointed in it. I remember preseason, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I know I didn't pick the Lakers to win the West. And Mike looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, I don't trust this team.
I don't think I did either.
A couple of us didn't, but we all agreed they were the favorite, but we didn't all pick them. I would love to go back and look at that at some point, though. Soon. We need to do that. But go for it.
As for the Lakers, how the hell do you let Karis LeVert drop 25 plus?
I love Karis LeVert, actually.
Not
gonna let that
Alex,
Karis
don't
LeVert
disrespect
plan,
Karis
but we're not letting that
LeVert. Do
LeVert
not
thing.
disrespect
Even though
Karis
that's not
LeVert
what you,
like
we're
that.
not taking.
I
love
expect you
Karis
to know
LeVert.
better. I expect you to know better.
I'm not disrespecting
check.
Karis LeVert. I'm
Let's check the
disrespecting
Lakers.
the Lakers defensive team.
I'm gonna look at the Lakers schedule and see how they've done recently.
They just
Run
lost
it
to
up.
Indiana.
They lost to Indiana, yeah. They lost to the Nuggets by 40. Oh, they played the Grizzlies about a week and a half ago. Let's look at the box score from that
They
one.
lost to Sacramento.
LeBron had 35 against the Grizzlies, and the rest of the starters combined for 22 points. 22 points from the other four starters.
Whoa.
Just atrocious. Westbrook was 2 for 12, and Monk was 3 for 13. Avery Bradley 2 for 10. Stanley Johnson 1 for 4. Like, that team is bad. Stanley Johnson's providing some stuff, but if I feel like this. If you watch the Lakers looking for good things, you can see some of these role players do some good stuff, and I like some of these role players they have. But like Avery Bradley starting as like one of your main defensive guys in 2022, like this is 5 years past, bro. This is not Boston Avery Bradley. Like he is not that good anymore.
And
I don't even know if he should be in a rotation.
you know the roster is bad when Wayne Ellington is the second to biggest leading scorer in the game. Like
Yeah, he's
how
been there in a couple games.
how the heck does that happen?
I'm glad they've moved on from DeAndre Jordan as the starting center because he sucks.
Yeah, I mean,
Trevor Ariza's not very good anymore.
to all fellow Lakers fans, like as a Nets fan here, we know that DeAndre Jordan, for speaking from personal experience, when DeAndre Jordan's on the Nets, not where he used to be.
The Nets, I hated what the Nets did with their
Yeah,
center's position.
that's me right there, about to
Taylor
kill
Horn
everyone
Tucker's
in sight.
also the most overrated player who's done nothing.
With Liam
And I love
Neeson, he
Taylor Horn
goes
Tucker,
to command that kills everybody in sight.
but like they just don't like that roster just sucks. And they're putting a blame like Frank Vogel sucks. Frank Vogel sucks. There's literally no coach in the history of basketball who could win with this roster. Absolutely nobody could.
I'll find out.
Maybe the Lakers may have a chance if they can get everybody back together. That's the only way.
What do you mean back together?
What do you mean back
Magic
together?
Johnson back in his prime.
First of all,
everybody back together
The
like that.
Grizzlies only have one good player, but we ain't gonna talk about
You're
that.
wrong. You're just
Oh
wrong.
my god!
You're wrong.
Oh
You're
my
clearly
God.
wrong.
Flo,
Dude, if
Yo,
LeBron
Flo.
had the supporting cast John Moran had, the Lakers would win the championship. That's a
I
fact.
agree.
That's a fact. 100%. That's like I'm not.
left.
I don't. He's probably my phone may die. I don't even think that's an exaggeration. I legitimately think if LeBron had the depth around him the Grizzlies did, they would win a championship.
Yeah.
In a hypothetical, they would trade some of these young assets to get another superstar.
Wait.
But-
So just in your hypothetical, the Grizzlies still have John Morant, right?
No,
Oh,
just a supporting cast. I think they would be the title favorite.
I'm not
I,
sure.
I
about
think
that.
they are. The
I'm not
favorite
sure
to win the
about
West. The
that.
favorite to win the West, and I'm not budging on that. They have the best depth.
It
would be the best- it would be the best roster LeBron's had since
They would
Miami.
definitely be like near the top of the West, but title favorites. I'm not
I
sure.
think so. They
If we're talking with John Morant, then yeah, no question. No question.
with John Morant, this would be the best team LeBron's ever played. Besides the 1 year in Miami.
Besides,
when
the
they were
Miami-
clicking. The
the
1
Miami
year in
days.
Miami when they were clicking.
Yeah.
Because some of those Miami rosters were kind of shaky. But I mean, Jaren Jackson, like the depth, like, dude, if LeBron had this many guys who could defend, he wouldn't have to play like a defense. And he has to do it all defensively for his team. Like LeBron favorites a
Yeah,
stretch, but
we looked at
they
like,
could win a championship if it was LeBron instead of Ja,
Yeah.
for sure. It'd be in a weird spot. It's a crazy hypothetical, but like, dude, even if the Lakers had, I don't even know, just give him like D'Anthony, like give him a bench, just trade benches, and I think the Lakers would be in a good spot to win a championship. Like, don't even give them our best couple players. Give them a second unit.
Yeah, give them
and
the second
they'd
unit.
probably
Yeah.
be fine. They'd be a contender.
Get them a second unit. That's all.
Anybody's. Yeah, anybody's. Just not even, they don't need the Grizzlies. They just need a
Like,
second unit.
Put us three there. Why not?
Go ahead.
Put
Alex.
us three in. Why not?
So the Lakers' next game is against Orlando and then Miami.
They have a long road trip.
And
Six and road
and
trip.
coming up in a couple of days, you know where the Lakers play? Else the Lakers play?
Brooklyn?
Yep, they play
Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
That's good.
Wait, is that game at Brooklyn?
At Brooklyn, yeah.
That's gonna be a weird one. Harden will beat them. Harden will get it done.
I mean, Harden beat them before by himself
Yeah, he
on
will.
Christmas Day.
Harden against LeBron. I mean, I'll take LeBron, but the rest of those rosters, as much as I've slandered the Nets with depth, it's miles above the Lakers.
It's not
Which
even
is saying
close.
something. Which is saying something.
Yeah.
The Nets is a decent core. We've debated if it is a championship worthy. We don't know yet. It probably is with the big three, but I mean it's a different discussion. But like
Yeah.
the Lakers depth, we can agree it is not.
It's not. It is not.
No debate needed. I mean, they have the potential. They'll get somebody or two, but I just don't see any moves that are possible to get them, because trading for one good player isn't going to solve it either. Like they need multiple good role players. So like if they
Definitely.
stockpile Horton Tucker
Definitely.
and like a second pick or some couple second round picks, like get a good shoot guard or something who can shoot. A Buddy Hield type player. That's not going to happen, but he's someone I've heard rumored in the past. So like if they got Buddy Hield,
Another guy who honestly not going to happen.
No,
But a
that's not
Joe
gonna
Harris type. A Joe Harris type.
something like that. That doesn't solve the issues. They need multiple good bodies.
Yeah.
Who can produce, and it's just going to be tough to do.
But
The
one of
buyout
those guys,
market-
like a big time shooter, is a step in the right direction.
Definitely. And we'll see. We'll get closer to the trade deadline. I thought we'll need to do an episode on get your game on a little bit too, and we'll do some more on this podcast, Alex. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see.
Oh yeah, definitely. What's the
Then-
trade deadline?
Let me look it up.
All
I
right,
think it's
yeah.
like February 10th.
February. It was
It's
earlier
February
than I
10th.
thought.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's before the Super Bowl, and I was really surprised to see that.
Yeah. Then. Oh my god. We're
February
gonna have
10th.
a lot of stuff to discuss,
Yeah.
both on this podcast.
Alex,
and
we'll need to
on
discuss,
Get Your
but I'm
Game
gonna
On.
try to do some light stuff that day if you're free. We'll figure it out.
And-
but-
We'll figure
and-
it out.
And one other thing, I'm gonna try my hardest to get someone on the LA Lakers side to come on and speak beef with Mike.
Let's go.
Oh
That'd be
man.
good. It's just, and then I can do some quick Knicks slander, and then we can get into the Nets if you want. Unless you guys have some more
But yeah,
Lakers
I mean,
slander.
I really wish Michael was still here to do the Knicks
Yeah.
slander, but go
Yes.
ahead, Chris.
It's not as satisfying because I like this Knicks team. I don't know if you guys remember. I thought they'd be good. I really did. It's not even Julius Randle. Julius Randle, I knew he'd take a step back.
Yeah,
I like.
I think
the
we all
roster.
could agree.
I thought RJ Barrett was going to be. I mean, he hasn't been terrible, but it's not what it needed to be. Let me pull up a box score real quick so I can see. exactly.
I mean, Chris, I think I have this perfect analogy when it comes to the Knicks and Julius Randle. Let's see if you agree. I feel like the Knicks with Julius Randle, it's kind of like a similar story to what the Nets were with D'Angelo Russell. Because when the Nets brought in like D'Angelo Russell, when they made that trade, obviously they have the the best first year. Then he had that breakthrough year. He was an all-star. Really helped
Similar.
Nets. Really helped to like bring the Nets to the playoffs. I mean,
Oh,
that,
like
I mean,
the
that
Rand-
team.
the
I
Randle
could honestly
Russell
do it.
comparison
I could
dig.
honestly do it. Like episode like of how fun that team.
I
was to watch.
dig it. We should do an episode like that, talk about old sports teams, but like
Yeah, we
you
definitely should.
You
But
bring up that
but-
point. I definitely get that comparison from
because
the
honestly, we
just
could say
strictly
both
Russell
with
and
D'Angelo
Randall
Russell, he's
comparison. 100%.
he's a really great. He's a good
Yeah.
player, but is he
But that was
ever
definitely
gonna
his
be
peak.
like
yeah, definitely
like
his peak.
a
That was definitely
top
Randall's
two
peak.
player on a championship team?
Yeah,
Like
and just have to do it. I was never big on Kemba. This Kemba not doing a ton didn't surprise me at all. That's not what I expected. But I thought they'd be better defensively. They're in a weird spot. I mean 22 and 23, they could easily make up some ground, and like I still think they make the play in somehow. So I'm not overly concerned.
I mean,
but, like,
if you heard, I mean,
I
I
thought
had
they
them
were
like
gonna be-
I had
I
them
thought they were gonna
regressing
be out.
slightly. I had them like making the 6th seed.
I
But,
thought they'd avoid the playing for sure.
yeah, I thought they'd avoid a play, but
Not
they're not
because
even
they missed the
they're
playoffs.
not even. Well, guess what? You said they'd avoid a play.
They were avoiding the play.
They
Oh,
would avoid the
they may
play-in
avoid
game.
it. They may avoid it. But yeah, it's just weird. because Mitchell Robinson's been a little bit injured.
Go ahead.
Adam, I got a question to ask you.
Go ahead.
So coming to like a week before the trade deadline, if you are the Knicks front office person, who would you go for and who would you trade away?
That's a tough question because really, like the Knicks, because this thing, they just made a trade. They got their guy in Cam Reddish. They got their guy. They already got their guy in Cam Reddish. So really, what other moves are they going to make?
I don't think they're going to make any moves to get better. I don't think they're going to make any moves to get better.
Yeah, because it's the
It's
thing.
about
Like,
the
if you're a
long haul.
Knicks right now, like you'd be foolish to give up any first type of like
Yeah,
serious draft
there's-
capital. You'd be
yeah.
foolish to do
So they
so.
gave up
So-
this first round for Reddish, and so they're not going to make a big splash.
Yeah.
They're
So
not gonna make a
they
big
don't have
splash.
really. So not really
How
have
many-
that many assets in terms of draft go. And in terms of players on our roster, really, who are you going to trade? I mean,
Maybe-
the only
They could
one-
sell off. They could just sell off some guys.
I
and
mean,
try to
the
get
only one that they
assets.
could sell off would maybe be like a Derrick Rose. Maybe they
Derrick
could
Rose,
sell
they
him
definitely
off,
could.
but here's the thing: if you do that, then you're pretty much waving the white flag on this
Yeah,
season.
I don't
And
think they're going to do
and
that.
would the Knicks be willing to do that? Because
I don't
like,
think it'd be
because
the
here's the
smart
thing:
move.
here's the thing you guys have to remember: they play in the biggest media capital in the
they
world.
can't.
Like,
I don't think they can. do
even
that.
as a Nets fan, I can confess that the Knicks, like in terms of like brand-wise popularity, guys, they're the most popular team in town. Like,
Definitely.
it's a Knicks. It's like a crazy, like Knicks they get a lot of exposure. They have a really large fan base. So, how would the Knicks feel comfortable enough to really when they were the fourth seed in the East last year? They were the fourth seed in the East. All Knicks fans like, yay, Knicks are back. Like after 2 decades of nothing but misery, the Knicks are finally back. Would the Knicks be willing to, look at the fans in the eye and say, oh, we're going back to kind of like retooling and rebuilding again? Like, I just don't know if the Knicks would do that.
Yeah, I don't.
Mhm.
I don't think they could. It wouldn't make sense. I mean, it would make sense, but they can't. They can't
I mean,
do that.
they might sell off some
Yeah, a
pieces,
little
but
bit,
I doubt
they
they're
can't.
Yeah.
But it'd be stupid to make moves to try and get better too. They just gotta stay put probably.
Yeah. I feel like the only way the Knicks make a trade is if it's like a big time splash for like a Damian Lillard type, which I'd be
Yeah, I don't-
shocked if
I
that
don't-
happens.
I don't think that would be smart even. I don't want to trade any of these young players they got. I think they just because they have some good pieces they can build with. I don't know. And Lillard's out for the season, so he won't be in the off season. The Knicks could do something though
Yeah.
for that. It'll be interesting to see.
Oh, Adam.
Yeah.
I think Golden State played you guys on the 30th. I think. What do you-
The Nets.
Yeah, the Nets.
Yeah.
What do you think about that matchup? And do you think if you guys have a healthy roster and not everyone out, what are your expectations with that game and going up against Klay Thompson and Steph Curry?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up because I've said this before, Chris. I don't know if Chris, Alex, I don't know if you're going to disagree with me, but if the Nets are fully healthy, and that means they got Kyrie, they got KD, and they got Harden. If they're fully healthy, they're the best team in the league.
Mhm.
Like if they're fully healthy, they're with that type of talent, with that type of talent, like on the roster, like I can't see. I don't think anyone is, because it's not just the big thing. We've criticized the Nets like Def Finals before. They still got Marcus Aldridge. They still got when he's like fully back healthy, Joe Harris. They still got guys like Bruce Brown, Patty Mills. If you've watched this season, how good has Patty Mills been?
He's been so big
He's-
for them.
He
something
has
they really
definitely
needed.
really filled in for this team. He's definitely filled in. They've got a lot of great rookies that have filled in too. So they've really got a good roster. But that's the big thing. Like, if they're gonna be healthy, like is Kyrie Irving like eventually gonna be eligible to play in home games, whether either gets the vaccine, which according to reports is like really like looking very unlikely at this point, or the mandates change. Like that's a question. Will KD be able to get it back healthy and will Harden, be able to step? Harden's been like he's been great in some stretches, but in some stretches he struggled. You see this? Did you guys watch this past Wizards game? Harden struggled in that game.
It's a little bit of that's one thing with the Nets that worries me.
If it was for Kyrie Irving, like, and you can say whatever you want about Kyrie Irving and like his like the drama with all the vaccine stuff and all like the drama that comes with them, like he's a fantastic player, man.
He is.
If you just watch him play, he's special. He's special. He really is. Like I heard him talk about on the Mike K show. He literally has like the ball on his string.
Oh,
it's like he has a yo-yo or something. He has the ball like on a yo-yo. Like he's a fantastic shooter. He's a fantastic handler. He can get to the basket. Well, he's just a fantastic player. He won that game for us against the Wizards. If it wasn't for Kyrie, like we would have lost that game.
What did I miss, boys? Sorry, my phone died.
You missed some Knicks slander.
We already passed it.
First of all, I'll join that Knicks slander. First of all, they play like shit this year. But however, the addition of Cam Reddish is going to make them a good team, a solid team. And
Cam Reddish is not going to make them a good team.
Cameron Reddish,
he doesn't change anything for this season.
I'm saying he's a good addition to make him a good.
He's a good addition. I agree. He's a good addition. I agree.
And plus, they have the Duke connection with Cam Reddish and RJ Barrett. They play well together. If you saw them play in the Duke game, they probably going to play in the NBA. Honestly. Who remembers the Fab Five? Anybody remember the Fab Five?
Yeah.
One of the best college teams to never win a championship, in my opinion. We all could agree for that.
Yeah.
I'm saying if those five would have played in the NBA together, they would have won championships. I'm telling you guys that now. And I'm going to take a step and be like, are you kidding me? The Fab Five weren't a good team. If you watch the Fab
Five... I never
Five,
said that. When did I ever say that?
Yeah, no, the Fab Five's nasty.
What I'm saying, though, that Duke team that almost won a championship was a great team.
For some reason, Michael loves to spread false misinformation about me. It's okay, Michael. It's okay.
That Duke team was a good team, but however, that's not my point. I'm just saying how Cam Reddish, Zion, and RJ, they were a great trio in basketball.
Yeah.
We all could agree to that. They were one of the best freshman trio besides the Fab Five. It's coming a long way.
Yeah.
And they had Trey Jones, who was probably
he's a stud.
Who is the best,
Definitely.
probably the best point guard besides John Morant in that draft class, in my opinion. The best defender, probably in the ACC that year.
Yeah,
we all could agree to that.
The best ACC, yeah.
First of all, I told people, and Alex, and I told you this million times. Remember, I told you this. I said Trey Jones should have went into the draft that year. He was that good enough to be in the draft. He would have been higher than he went his sophomore year. He could have been like a 25th, 30 pick instead of a second round.
Still, but yeah.
Christ, are you kidding me?
I don't think he would have went much higher.
I don't think he has the scoring ability like his brother does.
No, he doesn't.
But he's a better defender. He's a better defender than his brother.
Yeah.
But he can score at least 8, give you 8 and 5 and 2 steals per game. I think that was his college average.
Yeah.
But however, we all could agree Duke is probably the greatest college location to play for one and done players.
It's not
for one and done.
I disagree.
For one and done.
I disagree.
What's the best school for one and done?
Kentucky.
Name one. Kentucky. Duke is Duke and Kentucky. Where do players go for one and done usually?
You said the best.
I said it's
Kentucky.
Duke.
No, it's Kentucky. You were wrong.
Duke. It is Duke, sir.
John Calipari is the best coach with that.
So it's Mike K. So it's Coach K.
You don't want to hear my takes on Coach K.
Or what do you hate against Coach? I want to hear that.
Okay.
I don't like him. I think he's a sore loser. I mean, he's an elite coach. He's a very sore loser, and that's a fact. I could pull up hundreds of clips.
First of all,
it is what it is. But this isn't our debate about this.
I do not stand for
We're
this
talking Knicks, and you're making some stupid Duke point, talking about an overrated team.
For those of you who listen to get your game on, Michael here loves to go off point. So
First of all, Adam, this is not your show. Stop acting like it's your show. It's Chris
it's
and
not.
Alex.
Did I ever say it was?
Make
Did I
a
ever
point,
act like it
Mike.
was?
Point is, you son of a bitch. Yeah, I'm cursing on here. I'm cussing because I flipped the damn switch.
Wheel it back in.
The Knicks are a good team. Don't get me wrong. They're a good team.
Wait, whoa.
Good.
After
said-
tonight's game? Are you kidding me?
Nigga, I didn't watch the game, you big
They
fucking
suck.
retard.
They suck.
They suck. They're a bad
First of-
team. 11th
first
in the
of all-
East. Come on.
Come on.
Here's the thing. They're getting rid of Julius Randle. Let's be real. They're getting rid of Randle.
We're talking about this season.
You're sounding like Mike. You're sounding like Skip Bayless.
Oh!
Hold up.
Oh!
If I'm Skip Bayless, Alex,
Just for the record here, again, to all who've talked to the listeners here, Michael Cunningham here is, to put it lightly, is not a Skip Bayless fan. Just a little piece of
Okay,
information for you
and
guys.
Alex-
He's his biggest fan.
Chris, don't fuck with me like that, or I will tell everybody how you a VIRGIN on this show. Don't play with me.
Like I'm scared of you? No.
You scared, Chris?
No one's scared of you, Mike.
I'll whoop all your asses in the fight. Let's just be realistic. Alex definitely can't fight. Adam can't fight. Chris, I'll beat you up and then beat you like the crier boy you are. And I mean that out of love, my
Ain't nobody
friend.
scared of you, bro.
You think I'm scared of a guy from Kansas? Yeehaw! In my state, we eat popcorn and all the corn. Corn on the cob, corn gobbler.
Dude, Mike's just salty, bro. His teams suck. I would too. Us three are fans of good basketball teams.
Yo, Chris, this time I just want to beat the shit out of you, but I still love you, bro.
Like 2 teams below 500. How's that feel? That's gotta suck, right?
Yeah, but the Grizzlies always been the laughing stock of the NBA, so I'm used to
That's
it.
not true.
Oh, those days are over.
That's not true.
Chris,
We
you
haven't
guys
been the laughing
always-
stock for a decade plus.
For like 2 decades.
If ever
plus.
was true in the first place.
Only
We haven't-
reason
We haven't been laughing stock since like before 2010. So like
you guys were laughing stock during the 2000s.
in the 2000s, not the 2010s. That's like a dozen years ago. A
2000s,
dozen years ago.
2010s. Until
We're
you
not
guys
the
got
laughing
John
stocks during
Morant,
the 2010s.
when you guys got rid of Paul Gasol, y'all became the laughing stocks of the NBA.
For a couple years, yeah. And then we
And
got
then you
Conley
had,
and
and
boys.
then you guys couldn't get over the hurdle. But I
Yeah,
remember that
we
one
want the
thing-
laughing stocks, but we had like 7 straight playoffs. That's not a laughing stock.
Well, you guys never did well in the playoffs.
I mean, we didn't do great, but we made a conference finals. We beat a
You guys
1-8
got
seed.
swept by
We
an
made it.
old ass San Antonio.
We made it.
You
That's not
got
laughing stock.
swept.
If making the conference finals is a laughing stock, dude, every team's a laughing stock.
But
If
guys
you think
lost
that's
to
a laughing
old-
stock, you are in for a rude awakening come playoff time, the Lakers fan. You are
First-
going to get absolutely roasted by me. The Lakers ain't
roast-
even winning a series.
Oh, we
I
will
hope
see.
they get to Grizzlies in the playoffs, bro.
I hope we
LeBron
play
does not
guys.
want those
I
problems.
hope-
The
Here's
Lakers
the
ain't
thing.
going to finish high enough to get the Grizzlies.
We will see about that.
Lakers
Yeah.
ain't even going to finish high enough.
Let's see, because you guys don't know the player LeBron is a
Nobody's scared of the Lakers, bro. Those days are done. Nobody's scared of the Lakers.
Watch, there's player LeBron's a different breed. We all know.
He's
that.
got to have teammates, and he has nobody.
Watch, AD is gonna get healthy. Watch, you see.
Nobody's scared of him no more.
Chris, you said the same thing about the Knicks last year. And what happened? They won a 15-game winning streak and they went to the 4th seed. So
What
I
happened in the
love it.
playoffs? What happened in the playoffs?
Well, with the Grizzlies, you guys lost in the first round. So
You
did
guys
I.
lost in the first round as a 4th seed. We finished 9th and we got in the playoffs. That's a good run. We beat the Jazz in the game. You guys lost in 5-2 to the Hawks. To the Hawks.
We both were playing golf. Okay,
The Hawks, bro.
Chris, I love Chris. We need this for your show today.
Heck
you guys,
no. You're just talking out your mouth, saying stupid stuff.
First of all, I'm actually pretty smart. I had a 4.0 GPA. Thank you.
Heck no.
Point is, the Grizzlies are not going to be good in the playoffs. Let's just be real.
Why?
John Morant only has 1 year playoff experience. It's hard in the West. I'm telling you,
They're ready, bro.
Adam.
They'll win
Alex,
a series.
I'll give you guys a couple of games in the playoffs, But a series, y'all too young of a team. You guys don't have a veteran.
That's what they
Y'all
keep
need
saying.
You guys need a couple of veterans. That's what you guys need.
John, these guys ain't scared of nobody. They don't give a crap about that.
You guys ain't going. You guys need a veteran. I like a veteran.
Kyle Anderson, baby.
Kyle
Grizzlies could use a veteran though.
Kyle,
I mean,
hold up. My hatred.
they don't
for
necessarily
Kyle
need
Anderson-
one, but they could use one.
Y'all need one. Chris is like, we don't need no veterans. We good. We straight.
I just brought him up because I know you have a past.
Way deep.
I just brought him up because you have a past. Relax.
First of all, my
I
hatred
love Kyle though. He's been
for
balling.
Kyle Anderson is waist deep. When we were younger, he elbowed me in the face and never apologized. So Kyle Anderson, go fuck yourself
Good.
for elbowing me in the face and making my face bleed.
I'm
So
a
go
bigger
fuck
fan of
yourself.
his now.
No, I hate him still, and I hate him still. Really, Chris?
Buy his jersey right now.
Yo, Chris, I thought you were my dog, man. I thought you were my boy, Chris.
Kyle Anderson's my dog.
Oh, wow.
Remember, guys, when I warned you about Michael Cunningham not respecting the clock?
Got him.
All right, guys, I'm done because Chris
That's
really
good.
broke my heart.
You don't, dude. I think Grizzlies play Lakers in the playoffs, bro.
Chris,
The
we
Lakers,
need to
ain't
go
gonna, the
to-
Lakers aren't going to be the 5 or 6 seed, though, so it doesn't matter.
we could be the 60. Don't worry.
No.
Then Lakers are not.
Lakers are going to be in the
60.
play-in.
Nah, they won't. Let's just be
They-
real.
That actually, yeah, I agree, Michael. I don't think they'll be in the play-in.
Yeah, they may not make it.
I know.
Adam, I've been looking at. There's nobody else. That 10 seed's going to be a terrible team. Like it's going to be like a 30-win Portland team or something, or the Spurs are like 32 wins. Like it's going to be bad at the 10 spot.
I know, Bill Alex. I have something to say.
Go
for
ahead,
it.
Alex.
Instead of the play-in tournament or even in the real playoffs, LeBron is going to be feeding Malik Monk some crap in Cancun.
Oh.
Okay.
They're going to have fun in Cancun.
First of all, your
3.
Sixers are going to choke like they usually do in the playoffs because they
They'll
can't.
be there.
Wait. How,
Yeah,
how, the,
always choke.
how the heck are you talking? Your two teams are
You guys
Oh,
choke. Embiid chokes. You had Ben Simmons last year that choked.
This is 2022.
But every year you say this. You say it every year. You're on quote. Be like, yo, we going to the championship. 2019, Kawhi Leonard killed you in the bubble. You got swept by the Bucks.
Okay, that's in the
2021,
past.
you lost to
That's
the
in the
Hawks.
past.
Yeah, that's their past. Don't forget the past.
Point is, Alex, if the Sixers win the
It's the
championship,
moment.
if the
It's all
Sixers
that
win
matters.
a championship, I will basically say Joel Embiid is the greatest player of all time and say he's the best center of all time if he wins the championship. I will say that, and I'll give the Sixers credit.
Dig it.
A center doesn't have to win a championship to be that good.
First of all, you have no player around him that's good. Harris is a good role player at best. He's not an all-star. Let's clear the record with that.
But it's going to change right after the deadline when they do some damage.
Who are you guys going to get on the deadline? Nobody wants Ben Simmons.
Yeah, that's why we're going to trade him. Dum-dum.
No team wants him.
Yes, they do, Mike.
Only
Some
one
team's
team
gonna
that
want
wants
him.
him.
Everyone
I-
wants Ben Simmons. It's just how much it's just they're trying not to give up a lot. Ben Simmons
of
would
all-
make every team better substantially.
First of all, he goes to the Warriors. Draymond
It's
probably
over.
will hate Joel Embiid. Let's
Dude,
just be realistic.
if Simmons goes to the Warriors, I'm not watching NBA. It's a wrap.
First of all, imagine if the Sixers get Draymond Green, you're going to have two egos on
That's
that
not
team.
that trade would not it would not be
Oh,
for
that
Draymond.
no way.
It would
no
not
way.
be for Draymond. But dude, Draymond and Embiid would bully people.
That would be like
Nobody's
like
scoring
Bad
on
Boys
the,
2.0.
No one's scoring on the Sixers, bro.
Now, but all seriousness, Chris, I love you, even though you're a piece of shit to me sometimes.
You deserve it.
How do I deserve it?
Just some terrible takes to piss me off. You came on here. You came on my show and just threw out some disrespectful takes.
But you loved it. You love me on your show. It makes it funny and it makes
It's
the ratings
just
go up.
wrong, man.
It's fun.
Desmond Bane's a dog.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks is a great two-way player. It's just so much disrespect.
Chris, you're biased
I-
towards your Grizzlies. That's
I'm
the
not
main
biased.
reason.
That's just facts.
You're biased, bitch. Chris, if they're on a different
Yeah.
team, would you still say they're good dogs? If they were good
Yeah.
dogs?
Dylan Brooks will be a dog wherever he goes. I would guess he's one who gets traded eventually.
I'm just saying, guys, you could be a great player in one team, but you could suck on another team. We all know that.
No, for sure.
So I'm telling you, we don't know what they could be if they're on a different team.
But
Joel
all we do
Embiid
know
is
is
the
that Dylan Brooks is a great two-way player on the Grizzlies. That's what we do know.
Okay. If he
He's
was on
a
a different
bucket
team,
and he's a
probably-
great defender.
When he was in college, Dylan Brooks was a scorer. We all know that.
Yeah.
He was a
still
bucket.
is.
But I'm going to say this. John Morant, I'm going to say this now, is going to be the MVP this season.
It's a great take.
Shut up, bitch. And I'm gonna say
Alex, do you have any topics left?
That is it. We are
Really?
glad.
I mean, you want me to talk about the Nets more? I mean, I
you
kind of
want
got
to.
in like my.
Yeah, if you guys
Yeah,
have any
sure.
last minute questions, topics.
Yeah, I
you
want to
go
say
real
thank
quick.
you for Alex and Chris for having us on the show. You know,
Yeah, thank you, Alex. For,
Thank you.
even
having
though
us
Chris
on.
still
Adam.
has that
We had some
Kansas
great
background as
talks.
usual.
Great
One thing,
discussions, Adam.
one
Really
thing.
appreciate you being on.
We go looking forward to a free agency episode with a special guest that is TBD. And you guys are definitely welcome back on to talk free agency and like the week before free agency starts, we will definitely have an episode about previewing some potential trades and recapping some others. Yeah, you can also follow us on Twitter at Hoop Fanatics. And I'm really glad we got the opportunity to take the time to talk our thoughts about tonight's topics. And I'm definitely look forward to next month with the free agency getting underway. That's gonna be a great time of this year, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
And it's gonna be great. Alex, we'll need to talk off air about some trade deadline stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
hopefully
definitely.
both our schedules work out. We can do a show that afternoon or something. We'll figure some
Yeah.
stuff out. That's gonna be
Yeah.
sick.
I'm excited for it.
Definitely.
Okay, this
Well,
has
good.
been
Lakers suck.
episode number. I think this is 10.
I believe it's 10.
It's 10th
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
10th episode to the Virgin Voice. I'm playing.
So be on the lookout for a post on Twitter tomorrow morning or midday around lunchtime. But be on the lookout for it. And if you ever need anything like baseball content wise or anything basketball, definitely reach out to Adam Barsani and Michael Cunningham. They are both,
You can catch honestly my Twitter is at Agres96. You can catch Get Your Game On at our Twitter page at Get Your Game On P. We're on SoundCloud, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, we're on Google Podcasts, and we're also
Yo, and shout out your
on
boy
YouTube.
at Instagram at Money23 Mike. If you want to hit me up for basketball, hit me up there. You know, shout out to my boy Alex for like having me, and my boy Chris for having my brothers for having me on my show.
Yes,
You know, this time I want to smack them both, but you know,
it's mutual.
But thank you so much for having us on.
thanks for having us
It's been
on
a
the
blast,
show.
and
It's a great episode.
Yo, even though I owe Chris a lot of